Dallas. Indiana going tonight without Jermaine O'Neal. Sprained his ankle Sunday against Washington and too sore to dress tonight. Hoping to be able to play in his first All-Star game Sunday. And, of course, Al Harrington is out for the rest of the season. Knee surgery for Harrington. Rose fading away, and Jalen is now feeling it. He had 12 points in the first quarter. He's added 9 here in the third. 23 for Rose, who has reclaimed the team scoring leadership. Well, Nash off balance on the last one, tries another. Tinsley with his head up, always looking as he has Miller lurking. Tinsley a long three. And Indiana had a chance to tie it or take the lead, and they'll get another chance now.
Now, it is one of those shots that I think next year Jamal may be a little less apt to take. But he was trying to, you know, if you will, one of the Reggie Miller shots. Kind of take them right at their heart as you're making the comeback.
Looking for the drama in that shot, but shooting 18% from downtown. I don't know if there was real drama involved. Howard busting out. Indiana just can't. They've had 2 opportunities to tie it, and Finley turns and finds nobody there. Michael Finley was out for 13 games with a hamstring injury, just making sure that he was completely healed. Didn't want that to linger all season. And while he was out, Mavs won 12 of the 13. This is on Newman, and they're not going to call it a continuation. The foul is on Newman.
You know, now the rule is very simple. If he has not put the ball back down on a dribble and gets bumped anytime after that going into a shooting motion, that is considered continuation.
And then that was the cut and dry example.
And they just called an offensive foul on Jalen going the other way.
And Rose just getting out of there in a hurry. So look at that sequence and what that has done to the Pacers. Rose should have had the 2 points and an extra foul shot.
Watch this one, though. Jalen initiates this contact. But it is basically 4 points that goes away, I mean, if they make the shot.
Howard the hard drive, and Sundorf is there. Howard are looking for the foul. Well, we're not saying that Rose didn't commit that foul, but because that other foul wasn't called,
yes, then
the next sequence led to his 4th personal foul. Nash loses, and there's a quick whistle again. And this is on Tinsley, and Pacers right now are very close to exploding.
Good call. Got to get it back here. Got to keep your composure.
And very calmly, Isaiah Thomas now in the ear of Bill Spooner, the referee. Pacers were within 2, had the ball, and appeared as if Rose was fouled and a chance to put him in front. Now it's a 4-point Mavs lead. Pacers could be running out of players by the time this is over. Without O'Neal and Harrington, and several in foul trouble. This one goes on Newman. So the 16-year veteran out of Richmond, pick up by Don Nelson, looking for some experience and some more scoring. Playing on his 9th team. So running out of room on the Pacers side of the ledger and the foul trouble. Newman is the only Mav, and they certainly could play on without him, although he makes the steal here. Howard is open. Sundorf comes over, and again contesting that shot. Nowitzki is off the mark, but stays with it. Ripping away from Tinsley. Miller steps in front of Howard. Tinsley slaps, and it is getting very aggressive. There's an elbow by Howard. Tinsley just stands there. And Howard now voicing his complaint because he took a shot before and took exception to it. Jimmy Clark is telling Howard to get away, and Howard will not listen to him. Instead, gets right in the face of Jimmy Clark. Clark told Howard to get down court. And he is now incensed.
Exactly. Jimmy Clark did Juwan Howard a favor. Because he could have very easily tossed him after he came after him the second time. And the emotions were very close. We were talking about the Pacers losing composure. What was about to happen is this entire game.
Trying to pick up the sound of Jimmy Clark. This is the sequence. You see Tinsley reaching in, and that was a blatant elbow by Howard. Howard thought he was hit originally by Miller and then Tinsley. So tees have been called, or is it a flagrant? Flagrant foul, and that's a good call. As you saw it again, there's no question an elbow foul called on Howard, and it's Tinsley stepping to the line for the 2 shots, and the Pacers will have the ball, and Tinsley to rub it in even more on Jalen Rose, former Fab 5 teammate, hits the 2 foul shots, and Indy with the ball. So Pacers had moved to within 2, but failed on several possessions, and now Juwan Howard may have fired the Pacers up. Midway through the 3rd quarter, and it's become heated now in this matchup between the Pacers and the Mavericks. Crossover dribble by Tinsley. Foster rumbles in, and this ball game is all tied up at 75.
And a tremendous effort just to get back in the game. Now the Pacers have to continue.
I tell you, Tinsley is very fortunate that Howard did not make connection with that vicious elbow. And Howard comes right back. You know, he is fired up. 11 points for Juwan Howard. Been one of the main men for Dallas. Been averaging 21 a game over the last 4. Now Rose sees a double team. And Finley got a piece of it. Foster retrieves it.
They stayed live with Foster.
Finley unable to hold on, and that's off of Finley and out of bounds. Buchanan makes that call, and he now has Finley in right in front and questioning that decision. Don Nelson already here with a soft touch. Jonathan Bender in foul trouble in that first half. Played only 9 minutes, did score 7 points. Pacers have the lead for the first time since late in the first quarter, when they were up 35 to 34. Another miss by Dallas, and here come the Pacers streaking out. Foster, another dive by Nash, and the basket counts. So Foster has put 8 points on the board here in this 3rd quarter. Indiana trailed by 9 coming in. They now lead by 4. They have the Mavs rattled. Foster gets it out.
It looks like if you're around Sean Bradley, you're going. Good call. He carried the ball. He turned it over. If you're around Sean Bradley, you look like a candidate to go to the deck.
Isaiah Thomas is explaining the skill level of Jamal Tinsley. Referees seeing Tinsley for the first year, and Tinsley gets a piece of that one, but you could see Jamal, the energy is back tonight, Quinn. You have not seen it. You know, an indicator for him, one of the steal leaders in the league. The last couple of games, no steals. Go back 7 games, he's never had more than 1 steal in a ball game. So the extra effort is back, and he finally feels the freedom getting over that terrible hip injury. Nash off balance. 11 points for Nash. This is about what he had last game around this time, and he ended up with 29. 3.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Nash only 4 of 12 from the field tonight. Foster with Bradley hovering over. Remember last year, Bradley and O'Neal led the NBA most blocks, both with 228. For O'Neal, a Pacer franchise record. Nowitzki starts outside, now goes up against his former teammate, Sundorf, and Foster comes out. Tinsley weaving through traffic into the hands of Rose.
Nice move by Tinsley, because Jalen wanted the ball early. But Tinsley wanted to wait his way to throw it to Jalen. All he would have to do is catch it and shoot it. Pacers might have gotten away with a foul on that.
Rose with 9 of his 24 in the third quarter. The assist total for Tinsley rises to 12. Finley switch. Michael Finley returning to his form tonight. 3 games back, his high was 14. He has 23. Tinsley way off the mark. He is now 2 of 10 from the field. Jalen, a correction, 11 of his 25 have come here in the third period. Bradley way off the mark. Now it is Rose firing out. Sundorf.
Oh, good. Jalen's got dash on him. He doesn't need a pitch.
Now he has Bradley on him, going to the extremes.
Now he needs a pitch.
Tinsley losing the dribble, but will at least get a jump ball. 1:51 left. Both clubs right now happy about this. Again, it is Jeff Foster who tonight gets the start. Been coming off the bench the last first half. He was going for the other hoop and did quite well, actually, with 10 points in the first half. But Don Nelson complained about the flagrant foul called against Howard. He told Jimmy Clark, he said, "Is that all you're going to call?" He was looking for a foul on a.
Chris Whitney for a second time. And Alvin Williams at the free throw line is missing right there. And that is interesting because Alvin Williams misses a free throw for the first time since Chris
goes right back to the bench. Isaiah Thomas making a change. Travis Best now in the backcourt with Tinsley. Rose, back it goes to Crozier, whips it to Best. Rose loves that baseline shot.
And great ball movement, got it there. Started with Jalen, came back to him.
A 27-point night for Jalen Rose, matching the game against Washington Sunday. And then Finley is fouled.
Michael Finley makes this call. He literally makes this call because he missed the shot. It looked as though it was blocked from the angle. And the official hadn't made the call until it was missed. No whistle. Now the whistle comes. As soon as Michael Finley reacted, you could see his reaction to the other reaction.
And Isaiah talking this one over with Jimmy Clark. Quite a bit of dialogue going on here tonight. Pacers will be off for the All-Star break. Will return Tuesday, and they'll be hosting Karl Malone and John Stockton. Their only trip in this season, the Utah Jazz. Game starts at 7. There are still good tickets available, so contact Ticketmaster to reserve your seats. 9 of 10 from the foul line for Finley. He has 27 and brings the Mavs to within 2 inside the final minute of the third. Again, the crisp ball movement on the outside. Best for 2.
Oh, he got a good look.
Joseph swipes it from Nowitzki. And Indiana resets. They have 17 seconds to get off a shot. Tinsley wheels in. Crozier fakes. He stops. He pops. He hits.
Interesting thing, I know the staff has been talking to all of the players about if you have a three-point shot and not comfortable, take the dribble in and take that shot. Austin has done it on 2 occasions tonight.
Crozier in 17 minutes has 14 points. Nowitzki for 3. Off the mark. And sailing in the lane is Michael Finley. Finally late the game since missing 13 games with a hamstring injury. Previous high in his 3 games back was 14 points. Rose with a hot hand. He had 13 in the third quarter. He now has 29 points.
He did a good job of reading the fact that he had Steve Nash too short at 6'2" to guard the 6'8" Rose.
Finley with Rose on him. Jalen has 4 personal fouls. And there is Crozier doing it at both ends of the floor. 5 boards for Crozier to go along with the 14 points. Tinsley works his way in. Best from the corner. Got it.
Quick off the screen high. Found an open traveler in the corner.
Ball game. We've just started the fourth quarter. They've exceeded that. The running game matching up against the Mavs. Tinsley tries again for 3. And he's getting closer. This is the last thing the Mavs wanted with a game tomorrow night against the New Jersey Nets. Unbelievable, as Nowitzki showing you his strength. How Gasol in that category, but the two of them running away from the rest of the rookie crop. Nowitzki just walks in, and now it's Nowitzki again, tuned up in the fourth quarter. He had 15 points in the first period, added 2 more points in the second, only 2 in the third, and now has 5 quick ones in the fourth. Best watched by Nash. Tinsley with a crossover, a scoop off balance, and Wang Zhu throws it out to Hardaway. Hardaway and Nash on the floor to counter Tinsley and Best, and Nowitzki hits his 4th 3 of the evening, and he is now coming on.
We got to get to him because they look for him, particularly off a make, to shoot threes quickly.
10-2 run by Dallas, and they reclaim the lead. The quick move by Best, and Nowitzki from behind. Here's Hardaway streaking out. Nowitzki was 0 for 11 and 3-pointers in the last 3 games, and he's hit 4 tonight. And the moves there by Wang Zhu has 9 points, and all of a sudden the Mavs continuing their roll.
Well, it was the recognition that was most impressive with Wang Zhu.
Rose no, and Dallas with the basketball. So Indiana against Washington with Hardaway heaving a 3, and he's got it. A 3-point barrage by the Dallas.
Good job that time with the ball movement. And if Jalen gets it in the paint when they're playing in that zone, he can find people a little better than Jeff Foster or almost anyone else.
Reggie Miller having a nice long rest, and he comes off the bench hitting the 3. Off balance is Nash. And Nash now with 15 points. He's been averaging 24 a game over his last 6. And the Mavs by 6, looking to make it a 2-game sweep over the Pacers this year. That's inside, and that's on Foster, and that's his 5th. So Foster has hit 5 of 7 from the field, has 11 points and 11 rebounds, and will be heading to the bench. Austin Crozier back in. So in the absence of O'Neal, Jeff Foster with a double-double. Austin Crozier getting some more time, looking to get back into the groove and get ready to contribute following the All-Star break. Steve Nash for 3. So this is looking very much like a video replay of the game 3 weeks ago in Dallas. And Nowitzki and Nash took over in the fourth quarter.
They have the ball in their hands a lot, so they're capable of making plays.
Tonight they're also joined by Michael Finley. Jamal Tinsley. He's made 4 field goals tonight. 3 of them from Cleveland.
That's pretty impressive. Because you're right, he's really struggled from the three-point line at under 20%, right around 18.
Indiana playing their 50th game of the year. Nowitzki, and that's off the mark. Clippers tonight are playing their 50th. That's the most in the league at this point of the season. Miller, soft time, not soft enough.
Boy, he thought he had it, got inside, and really thought he might have gotten a little foul. But then he couldn't get it to go down.
And here's one of the reasons Tim Hardaway is picked up by his former coach with the Warriors, John Nelson. Situations like this, Hardaway for 3, right on cue. So Hardaway has hit a couple of threes. Nash 1, Nowitzki 1. 4 threes in this fourth quarter by Dallas, and their lead grows to 9. They are 9 of 18 in the ball game from downtown. Defensive 3 seconds called against the Mavs. And that's a technical, so Indy gets a gift. It's called on Nowitzki. But first, the Tigers off for the All-Star break after this as we check the Pacers calendar. Scott Hope with full court on Sunday at 11 a.m. on WB4. Then Utah next Tuesday. Pacers get into the final 32 games of the season at Charlotte on Friday. And then Philadelphia comes in February 17th on a Sunday. Pacers will play for their first 5 games at home following the All-Star break, and hoping with the 6 days off, Quinn, will be a much healthier ball club. Give the Tinsley a chance to completely heal, although he looks like that tonight, and of course get Jermaine O'Neal back. Indiana in the middle of it. 6 teams are vying for the final 4 spots in the East, and they are separated by just a game and a half. Pacers right now sharing the 7th and 8th spots with Philadelphia, one over the 500 mark.
Philadelphia just lost tonight to Detroit.
Rose for 3.
But you know, it gets like that, Al. There are no good games. Philadelphia and Detroit are playing. And who do you pull for?
It may get down to a final game. You're watching on the scoreboard. You can't win.
Right.
Juwan Howard gets bumped. I think Juwan's going to get too many calls the rest of the way.
I think he's been given his grace period, if you will.
Actually, Orlando won tonight. So for the moment, they too are tied with the Pacers. Identical records, 25 and 24. Hardaway has really been a thorn tonight with 14 points. And he hit those first 3 field goals to open up the third quarter to give Dallas the lead. And here he has come back with 3 field goals in the fourth. He is still behind the play. I think he's headed to the bus on his way to New Jersey. But Indiana says there's still 4:15 to go. Travis Best. So Best and Miller just hanging around the rim on those shots. And Dallas now looking to slow it down. But the happiest team in the league right now, the New Jersey Nets, watching this one and watching the Mavs taken down in the last 4 minutes. And in a rough and tumble game and a running game against Indiana. With Dallas going to Jersey tomorrow night.
In a game where they have to go deep into it is what New Jersey wanted. The way Jason Kidd and that group like to run.
Finley, Miller tries from behind, and Crozier yanks that one down. 6 rebounds for Crozier to go with his 14 points. Crozier for 17 points.
Yes, stroking it. Good job by Tinsley to find him.
First 3-pointer for Crozier tonight. He has 7 field goals on 12 attempts, 17 points in this ball game tonight. And Crozier has a new season high. And he's now scored 28 points in the last 2 games. That's a traveling violation on Juwan Howard. Indiana with the ball.
Good defense by Crozier, calls it.
Down by 7. And could put a little heat on with a basket here. Quick hands by Hardaway. Tinsley for 3. He's wide open.
Got a good look and drilled that one.
18 points tonight for Tinsley. And 4 shots have gone in from downtown. And that brings the crowd up on their feet. Pacers to within 4. Last 2 games at home. This is where the Pacers have come back to win. But Nash fading away. Nothing but net. And the big 3 for Dallas have all hit for 20 or more. Nash with 20. Crozier raises to the occasion.
Having a breakout game.
Oh, that's Austin's luck. He's having a breakout game. And now he's got 6 days off.
Yeah, it's been like that for Austin.
4 points again separate the teams. Last couple of games, Pacers 10-2 run against the Knicks in the last 4 minutes. 17-3 run against Memphis in the last 4 minutes to win those ball games. Oh, a late whistle there. Travis Best is unhappy about that call. Best has his 5th foul.
Screen, a double team by both Carter and Davis. Hamilton, shot clock at 2. He's got a fire and does.
Reggie Miller getting it going. And Austin Crozier puts the rest. Nothing but net. And Jamal Tinsley, he's the story. He's at 14 of 76. 18% from downtown coming into this game. And he has 4 tonight, so each team has drilled 9 from downtown. Tinsley with 18 points. He has hit more than 20 on 2 occasions this year, and those were back-to-back. He had 28 against the Pistons and then 29 against Atlanta, and those are his career highs. And he has a double-double tonight with points and assists. Nowitzki with 27, and he's at the foul line.
And a good foul shooter.
Jamal Tinsley, 18 points, 14 assists. The first game against Dallas, he had 12 points and 16 assists. Nowitzki has hit all 7 tonight. 84% from the line. And there's the timeout situation. So for the big 3 tonight for Dallas, Finley is 29. Nowitzki looking for his 29th. And Nash is 20. And the 3 are big tonight. Jalen Rose leads the Pacers with 29 points. Crozier with 19, Tinsley with 18, Miller with 16. So there's the balance in the absence of Jermaine O'Neal. Missing tonight's game. Pacers 1-6 in the 7 games without O'Neal, coming into this one against Dallas. Rose gets stripped by Adrian Griffin, but Indiana will have the ball with 5 seconds to shoot. Down by 6, 1:48 to go. Pacers the last 2 games at home have pulled out miracle comebacks in the closing minutes. Travis Best was open, the leaner, and the foul.
Oh, that would have been a nice bucket to have.
Jimmy Clark looking back, and this call will come against Tim Hardaway, his first of the ball game. A clean slate that's very unusual to see in this one. Pacers have been called for 26 personal fouls, 16 on Dallas. And Best gets the gift from the rim there. Foster is in for the final minute, 46, and Austin Crozier, having his game of the season, goes out with 19 points. So that's 30 points in the last 2 games for Crozier. Travis Best again rolling it around the rim. It's a 4-point game. Pacers now with the latest run have outscored Dallas 10-4.
It's the Knicks. They got 2 stops that made the difference. Let's see, can they do that against these Mavericks?
Hardaway swish with a man right in his face. It's a 2-pointer for Hardaway in his 13th season at the age of 35. Looking like a terrific pickup for Don Nelson right now. He's 7 of 10 from the field, 16 points. And his timely shooting has been the difference in this one. Miller draws the foul. So Miller and the possession before Best
Just missed 3-point play.
Third foul on Steve Nash, and now Pacers will talk it over. So the clock dwindles for the shot.
Here comes Carter. He's got all kinds of courage. Driving his way into the lane. Takes the shot.
17 points tonight for Miller. The Mavs lead is 5. Hardaway and Nash with Griffin, Finley, and Nowitzki. Mavs going small ball. To Don Nelson in the closing minutes. Certainly can afford that against this Pacer team without Jermaine O'Neal and without Al Harrington.
And they do what they should run time off the clock. The Mavs, the Pacers got to play good defense here.
Well,
now play.
They ran 23 seconds off the clock, but come up empty. Jalen Rose bumping and grinding and faking and foul. Adrian Griffin helping out. And his 3rd foul. So Jalen Rose with the clock stopped at 42. A chance to carve into that deficit.
See Adrian Griffin coming over, getting him on the back.
So Rose will have the 2. 7 of 7 from the foul line, and a 30-point night for Rose. His 5th of the season. As high as 38 against Chicago, or rather go back 43 against the Nets in the opener. 31 tonight for Jalen Rose. That's his correction, his 5th of 30 or more. The crowd standing, Pacers to within 1 3-point bucket. Eight seconds to shoot. Nash and Nowitzki, and Foster takes it away.
Got to make a solid play. If you matter, got to look timeout because because the decision is whether you go for 2 or 3. And right at this point,
it's a quick 2 and get into a foul game. If you get in a foul game with Dallas, they're the 2nd best foul shooting team in the NBA at 80%. So you don't know, where's that going to take you?
Yeah, that's just going to take you back to where you were originally.
Percentage-wise.
From a pure percentage standpoint, I think you got to look. If you got all 3-point shooters this year, include Tinsley, who's made 4 tonight. So the one guy that may get one if Isaiah Thomas has his way. If they come off of, well, they're not on Austin, so you can almost throw it back to him. They're going for 2.
Going for the 2, and Rose goes in. It's a 1-point game. Dallas, by the way, 29 of 32 from the foul line tonight. But Indiana getting the clear look at the basket. Rose with 33 points, and now it is Nash of the good shooting Dallas Maverick team. He is the best at 88%, 9th in the NBA. Look at Tinsley having a word with Nash, who is completely ignoring him. Look at the concentration level on Steve Nash, who is taking his practice shots, envisioning. .119 to 117. Foster is back in.
Pacers got a timeout, so the thought is, because Reggie's the one who's off, but get the rebound for sure.